Hello everybody, Ringo Sparky here. We're going to be looking at Hitman 2, the Three-Headed Serpent. We have 3 targets this time. Just going to not do anything special with our planning and play on Master. So in each of the missions you can see we're adding an extra target. The first one having 1, second one 2, and now here we are upgrading to 3. It can make, well, it definitely makes the scenario and the overall map a little more challenging, but it doesn't make it too much larger, if really any larger than the last Miami map. So first, come up here, just go straight forward, and then to the right you'll find some little overgrown plants. Look up, there's the camera. And you go across a little bit further and you'll see these 2 guards. Oh, he actually is coming out to see me. Usually, stay concealed. Usually they don't bother you too much. Just go a little slower and they probably won't care, and keep a little bit of distance from them, and they usually don't care either. Probably because I was being a little more obvious sneaking around here. But what we really wanted was this brick over here on the other side. And so you could stand up and they don't really care about you. You can walk back the other way. So it was probably more to do with that camera noise. When we come over here, back to the other side where we shot the camera from, we can throw a coin and try to keep it in the overgrown plants as best as possible, definitely making sure you're still concealed. This should get one of the guards to kind of come out and investigate. And we want to make sure and wait until he's in the overgrowth, like where we would be concealed, and we can take him down. And if we fall out by accident, it's okay, because we should be far enough back so the second guard doesn't see us. And this guy does not seem to really care. I looked at him, but he seemed to just go about the rest of his day. I have never had an issue with him. So it'll be fine. So with him, this guy you could lure out just like you did the other one, but I just don't want to spend the time or waste the coin or anything. I've got this nice easy brick that'll do the job. So I kind of square up at him, aim it for his head, and just chuck it. Hey, no issue with him. And I'm just going to pull him over here and disguise myself as him now, since I've taken down both of them. The real key is this key card. Definitely make sure you grab the key card, but I'd also really like to grab their guns. This way no guard comes wandering around, finds their guard, and then sees their gun, and then sees their bomb. Okay, now we're back to the main road where we started to. This time we're going to go left down it, and we'll head closer to her house. It's a nice big 2-story at the end of the road, kind of the end of the road there. You see even her walking out right now. But we're going to turn left right by the food vendor. We'll find a pile of bricks and a crowbar on top. I always like to add and fill up my inventory as best as I can as I'm running around. Tons of things I'm sure I've passed and missed. Yeah, didn't even notice or pay attention I could have a frying pan here. That's kind of cool. I can't hide it though. We're gonna drop it. Whenever I see stuff like the frying pan, I'm gonna have to, these really weird, unique items. I have to do a little bit more research and find out, like, if it's a good item that you can use to manipulate something weird. Part of me is making me think it might be over here with, like, the meat vendor, but who knows what we could do with that. I just throw it or use it as a weapon. As we keep coming down through here, we're going to head to the bar. And that's who we want, is that Paul Powell's, or P. Powell's, or the tattoo artist. But before we do that, we're going to quickly hit the power and actually go after the bartender. He was someone I ignored, like, my first playthrough through. Didn't think much of importance of him because I just thought he was a side character. At best, I think maybe the very first time I saw him, I was like, okay, well, there's one of the disguises, but guy has a nice little treasure trove on him. Not to mention we get a good stack of experience just for taking him down nice and silently, hiding his body and changing into his disguise. We get the key, and there's the intel for the basement. The nice thing I like about it is taking out the bartenders. It's just one other body that won't maybe happen to look out that window and get some weird angle and take out the tattoo artist. Also, you can freely walk around in the basement with this disguise. I'm just going to come down here for the poison, but you look around, you can see that there's a handful of things to interact with. I'll let you choose how to manage all of that. Like I said, that's not what I'm here for today. If you're feeling poor or used up all of your coins somehow or didn't even blow them out, there's a stash of a few from tips, which we're going to use right now to get this guy. So make sure he's the closest one to the door. Even if he's outside, that's fine. That was probably a bad throw. I want it further towards the dumpster. And we can see that he's the one that goes to check out the noise. Very important that we close the door. He's a little close to the door and the street, but usually I have no issue with anybody walking down the street, and you've taken out the bartender, so when he's close to the building, you should be safe as well. I just like to have my coins back. Oh, I've already lost. Oh yeah, it was back over at the first guard, I think. Oh, what am I doing? We forgot the disguise. One little thing too with the disguises is you have to make sure that it gives you the option for it. But when you have two bodies in one dumpster, try not to stand on the exact same spot, or otherwise those bags will end up on each other, your disguise bags, and it'll be a little tricky to tell them apart and get the right angle. You can fix it by moving them and changing, but if you're like in a rush and not paying attention to some things, you might forget that you have a disguise there. I think you lost it. With the artist, I like to come up through the back way here, or I call it the back way, this little trail. You can find a coin and a brick. We're filling up our inventory more. We're not going to go out that way, and we're going to ignore this little shrine. There's another coin up there if you want, but we'll leave it. And here's a ledge that we can drop down that'll take us right behind those two guards we took out in the very beginning and bring us a little closer to the door that key card opens up. We're going to ignore all that at this point and just take these cameras out so we're not seen when we come in the house. I just reload my gun so it's always fresh there. And now we're good. I find it very important not to knock on the front door, but turn to the right instead. If you knock on the front door, they're going to frisk you. So you definitely want to make sure you have nothing on you that'll, like weapons and stuff, that'll raise that alarm. And the other problem with it is you'll be invited in the house, and everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but you'll have a set of eyes on you following you around the whole
You're
time.
entering the lion's
So it'll be really hard to hit your target.
Practically
What we want to do first, we've come in the side of the building, gone around the right, scaled the vine, climbed down the ladder, found this camera right here. And now, we put our gun away, we're pretty good to walk around with the exception of these two gardeners in front of us. There's a guard in that house, so be careful about the window. And when we come through the front of the house, hug the stairs, the side of the stairwell. We want the right side so the camera doesn't pick you up. Straight ahead, there's a guard that won't notice you, but a camera that will. It's too far back to care. We can instantly do a 180 by the window and find a spot to climb up to the second floor. The reason we went, and there's a ledge to climb up, change our angle to get around the corner, and we can climb in. Not move past, climb through into the bathroom. And depending on the time that we've done it, we may, well, either way, we're going to be in Rico's bathroom, his private bathroom behind his office. But depending on the time that we've done and taken to get here, Rico may be in his office. What's really important and we need to wait for is for this one guard to be by himself. And I'm just trying to make sure, yeah, Rico is walking away, so it looks like we're safe and we're good. And you can come out here, just double check an extra time. I like to come to the side, not in front of the window though, and you can take him out really quickly with a brick. First thing I want though is to pick up his gun, and then we'll drag his body. And I can definitely look around and make sure nobody heard you. If Rico's close, he may hear you and come back in the office, so that's why we want to make sure he's far away. All right, we're good here, and we're going to keep our disguise. First of all, this bathroom seems to be a decent dump spot. It's not a true official one, to definitely make things a little challenging for you, but we're just going to stash the bodies there for now. You have one vase here, have a vase safe here, but we don't have the combination for it. We're not going to stumble all around for that. We have some intel here, but we'll wait until after Rico's gone. We're going to come in here and kind of surprise him with our disguise. If we're wearing this disguise, everything will be good. He won't care about us wandering, and he'll just, say, forget it, let's move on.
Let's just get this over with.
So there we go. We've been able to get into his office where we do the tattoo work without his posted guard caring or being able to see. We took out that guard because he will not move. And since we didn't knock on the front door, his wife hasn't intercepted us on our trip up here, so we don't have to deal with her either. You can see he's drinking, and he'll do this after we've initiated the tattoo portion. And so if you want to poison him, lethal, you could do it easily right now or just in front of everybody, even with it, but we don't want to do it while his wife or anybody is watching us pour it in there. Wait till he sits down. You can start. That will then initiate the next sequence, and then you can kill. If you want to use the non-lethal poison on him, I would recommend not taking out his bodyguard that's stationed right there. You can pick up the keys he dropped and drag his body. The reason we might not, there's the intel for it. The reason we might not want to take out his guard if we're doing the non-lethal poison or trying to the non-lethal poison to get him in here and drowned, is because we don't want him to come running in here, see the body, and then that may, counteract or contradict what we're doing and cause him to flee. All right, either way, come back in here. You can pick up the intel and get some more intel about the submarine. But for this portion, we're good. We've left the body alive in case you want to manipulate him. Feed him to the piranhas, feed him to the hippos. I don't know, leave them out for somebody to see maybe for some reason. There's still a handful of things you could do with the body. For now, we're just going to ignore it. We took care of what we needed. And he's stashed to a point where nobody should go in there and look. I can't say for positive if anybody will, but we take him out first, and we'll just see if during the whole mission anybody else notices. So we're just going to run past him really quickly. We are trespassing, but all we want is the intel for this key. We may not even use it or need it, but it's there for you. We need to go downstairs, but we want to start fitting in, because when we get to the basement, being the tattoo artist won't work. Everybody will recognize us. So let's go and switch into that mansion guard that we have just lying in the bathroom. Oh, I switched disguises again, darn it. Go back. And then we're going to go out the window just the way we came. We can double check and look, which you always should do, but I like this corner right here. It tends to be nice and safe and quiet. Nobody really comes through here, at least not with the way I manipulate the environment. So we're pretty safe to climb. That would be very obvious. There's a maid that's usually there, but she doesn't care. Sometimes the misses will, but who we care about is this guy. He will come over here and maybe even sometimes a little bit up or closer to the hot tub. But he's the one that will spot us. So he doesn't stay for long. He turns his back really quickly and we can just jump through the window. Mostly because it's just the closest thing there. Open the door and we're in the museum. A lot of stuff to interact in here, and nobody will really care about you in this disguise. It also gives us quick access right down here to the basement, which we want to do two things. But first, before that, we need to watch out for this, pretty much this one guard. He's the main problem because he walks back in front of that door we need to get into. But the other things we need to look for is that guy limping and the one other guy in our field of vision that will notice us. He, however, will have our back to us most of the time and we should be pretty good. So as soon as the guard in the hallway turns his back to us, get as quickly as you can to the room, and that's the surveillance. And you'll notice that the guy should probably keep his back to you the whole time. Quickly, if I made it fast enough, you can run out without that guard seeing you. It was really, really close. Just come around here and play the angle so he won't care. Look around, like this guy obviously thinks it's weird, but he doesn't care. In this disguise, it doesn't really matter. We just wait for the one who does care about us to have his back. So we can follow the money. Ooh, that's the guy that's limping. Run quickly ahead of him and hit on the money machine and jump in there as quick as possible. This was perfect timing. So the first was the surveillance. That's what we want. Take it out. Makes you easy to move around, or in case you're already spotted, it's done. Let him come in, and this is the second guy. So let him come in, wait for the door to shut, and then when you come out, it's just you and him. So we can, make sure you actually knock him out, but don't kill him because he's not a target. So dump him, he's out of the equation. He is limping, so you can keep an eye on him as he does kind of a large loop through the basement, and he has the love letter on him, which will allow us to manipulate our next target. While you're in this room, pick up the intel and some lethal poison if you want to use that on your targets going forward. Switch back, I guess maybe to my silent. Oh, I don't need that anymore. I took all the cameras out. So, good old bare hands. And we are done in the basement. That went very quick, very fast. I really like it. And I choose to do it after I've killed the target, because then if you screw up or make any kind of mistake, it won't alarm your target and manipulate his behavior. Can't go out the front door because there is one guard close by that will notice you. So I'm just going to go back out the way I came. And this time is awesome because he goes a little further. You can see maybe to flirt with the maid or something. He turns his back and you're good. So now it's different. We have the guards that will spot us, and the gardeners don't care. So if you're quick enough, depending on the loop, you could have just run up those stairs past the gardeners. The guards were on their loop, so I was not able to do that. I just went around them anyways. And I'm going to leave this mansion or complex the same way I did, same way I came in, by going up on the right side of the wall there, close to the entrance, to find a place you can scale up and down. And we have our new mansion guard disguise. We're just going to kind of run right back to the beginning again. It's a nice home base to catch your bearings if you still haven't learned the whole map yet. And we will not be showing you the whole map at all in this one playthrough. But we'll see. We'll see enough of it, obviously, to take out our 3 targets. So we're going to go right back, kind of the exact way we came when we were going to the bar, but this time we are going to focus on her house and just cut through these back alleyways. So depending on which way you want to consider it, we're on the right side of her house. You'll know because there's this little basketball hoop and a wall we can scale. Be smart, check who's over on the other side, and just because you think you're smart and nobody cares, like you don't see any bubbles, that'll be different once we're over there and we're trespassing. However, we don't need to worry about the camera. We took that out from Rico's house, works over here as well, and we only have 1 guard on this side that's going to care about anything. If we go the other side, we can use the mansion, or we can use the key that we found, and that will unlock the back gate. However, there's 1 guard and a mechanic on that side. So I like to come this side because there's just less people and it's easier to manage. This guy didn't really come in that very far, so we have to... Oh, we didn't knock him out. We have to take him out really quick. Hope that was quiet and nobody else came down. Hey, you gave me points for silent takedown, but really drag his body as far as you can into that back corner, and then quickly go back and pick up his gun. Might actually be a tranquilizer, I'm not sure, but whatever he has for a weapon, pick that up so that nobody... That's not the trank. It's just a different gun, right? Yeah, it was just a different gun. Pick that up so nobody comes looking and then maybe notices his body. And that's also why we drag it so far back, just in case somebody comes looking. Okay, now we have to take out the 2nd floor. Depending on timing, she may be right on the 2nd floor, or she may be out and about doing her errands. I like to wait for a very specific moment, and I also like to clear out the 2nd floor because you'll see there's a guard in the corner there that will notice us. She will notice us, and this other guard does not seem to notice us. He's got his back to us, so that'll be really convenient for anything. But how are we going to kill our target with 3 people in there? Well, you'll see in just a moment. Right about now, she is going to go to this table in the center, and there's a drinking glass, so you could poison her, have a good, easy death right in front of everybody. But the body will be kind of out in the open, and it depends on what you want to do with the body. We left Rico's body alive, and I do that kind of by habit because I'm always like, oh, I'm going to leave him alive, so I'm going to come back and get all of the bodies and feed them to the hippo, get that challenge. Well, it may even be easier than I think, but it's going to contradict the way we take out her right now, because we've got the love letter, and with the love letter, that's going to help us push her over the edge. And if we push her over the edge, then we lose the body and we can't feed it to the hippo. So it depends on how you want to go about things. You could also... Oh, perfect. That's what we're waiting for. This guy to have his back to us. And we can subdue him and take him out really quick. Pick up his gun. You know, I'm actually going to leave that guy alive because his back is to us. I think that he'll just keep his back to us the whole time and we won't ever have to worry about him. He's doing that because, though, we took out the surveillance system. If we didn't have taken out the surveillance system, he probably would not be asphyxiated. All right. Gotta think. Okay, we're good. Right now, we're going to place the love letter here. There also was possibly no need to even take out that guard, but we got a silent takedown and we stashed the body. So we did what we wanted to do, got it out of the way. picked up his gun so nobody's interested about it. And I'm just going to wait here because we can see that she has not gone too far, that she's actually coming back upstairs now. So this is very nice because she's going to see the love letter that we placed in her mail bin or mail slot. And she can see, sounds like she's talking about it. So let her just progress. And we're going to wait out here when she wants to get some fresh air.
Probably just a pitiful cry for help or some shit like that. Let's just read it and get it over with.
And since she comes outside, we again don't have to worry about taking out anybody on her second floor here. We could just slip through, I think it's this window, maybe it's the other one. Oh, right there. We could just slip through that window, hide behind the desk, place the love letter, and then slip right out. Nobody sees us, everybody's still alive. But works either way. Let her come out. Definitely shut the doors first, and make sure you take the option that says push, so that you get the cutscene and the correct challenge for pushing, for killing her with the love letter. We've already got it, so nothing is popping up for me, but we do get all the nice experience points for everything. So we're going to go back just the way we came. We know it's a safe route. We didn't spoil anything. In fact, we made it easier by taking out the guard. And what we want to do is switch back into our disguise. We don't want to stay in the disguise that we just were, the street guard, because when we scale this wall, that guy will then be aware of us. But if we stay in the mansion guard, it's no issue. Oh, hey, look, there's a little can to take. And now we can move on to our third kill. Handful of different ways we can go about getting to him. Just looking out and trying to decide. Actually, what we're going to do is go back all the way. Oh, there could be a guard that notices me, so use the... I'm not going to use the exact same path. I'm going to go by the bar hotel here. Upstairs, there's a challenge about an object. If you can glue it back together, it's a cocaine figure. And we did get the statue unveiling challenge to trigger this time. So just more intel for you, more ideas of how to go about manipulating the environment and possibly killing targets. So if we run now where we started and look right and go all the way down the road, even past the bridge, which looks like we may not, like it may cut us off, it doesn't. We can go a little further. And these two guards do not care about us, but you can always practice hiding in your concealment. But coming up this path, it's a little tricky to stay concealed. You have to kind of hop from little bush patch to patch. But again, as the mansion guard here, when we come out, we're fine. Nobody notices us. And this is our shaman. So there's a lot of stuff to do in this level or map with the shaman. So I want to show you where he is so you can pick him up. And there's also a couple interesting things while you're back here. Without going into his hut, if you stay on the side, you see this little item on the ground. But be prepared. Get ready to run. Go up to it. And as soon as the option is there, I missed it. You can hold Y, and that's one of the poison frogs. There's 5 of them. It might have been better if I would have tried to sneak up on him instead of run. You try it. You figure out whatever's the best way for you to catch all 5 frogs. And I want to let you know there's one of them, and that is something you can start doing on this level too. Another thing is these interesting little flowers. You can take them a little bit farther than we're going to deal with, but I want to show you that they do just kind of hide out in the woods here. And there's 2 different kinds, at least in this spot right here. One is actually poisonous, and the other 2 that we have are non-lethal. So use our map to find the path closest to the shaman's shed, and you'll see that it's locked. We have the crowbar, so it's not an issue. Pop that up, and you can stay hidden and concealed the whole time if you choose. Right now, at this point, there's nobody coming through. We're fine. There's this interesting little crate if you're using your vision, and that is something we want to go after. Don't worry if you have nothing in your inventory. You go a little further, you'll find this like cardboard box with a bunch of fruit. You can pick up 4 apricot. It's more than enough needed. Just backtrack a little bit close to the tree. You can see the target there, and if you stand up or move around a little bit, you can get a better view of where your angle is. And it may not be the first fruit. You may have to throw 2 at it, or you can even shoot the crate, and that'll be fine as well. Don't run away. Hit it perfectly. You can see that there's this climb option. It's kind of hidden. If you see, even in the vision, it doesn't want to stay lit except for where I'm really holding it. So this place, this little shortcut, it does make it tricky. These guards don't care about me in the disguise, which works perfectly. And we can collect this circuit board, which is how we're going to take our next target out. Pick up some soda cans, make everything nice and easy. Like there's a piece of fruit, but we don't need it. We've got more than enough stuff. And I like the soda cans. They'll actually knock somebody out. The apricots are a little small, so they will only make noise. After you leave the ledge, you can keep going the way you were headed, but hook a kind of almost a, I won't say a 180, but hook a sharp right. You'll see another sign with no hand, just like the one on the gate that you broke through. What is that right on the ground? Oh, it's one of the frogs. Looks like a gun. This is the path that I want, though. Those signs with the no hands kind of lead you down the right area. I was just going to square up and try to be silent on the frogs. So see how touchy the frogs are? They're quite tricky, but catch them and they are poisonous. Crossing this river with the bridge here is no issue, but just see there are 2 guards that loop, and these guards don't care about me in the disguise. It's just the guard stationed when you get closer to Franco. There's the driftwood if you want, but staying concealed, crouching through the plants, you have no issue passing those 2 guards stationed kind of at the entrance to his fields. Walking around here concealed, there's so much concealment, you'll have no issue. However, be cautious because a lot of these guards will I don't want to say randomly, will walk through the fields. So there are some spots that are a lot better than others. And just because you think you're concealed doesn't mean that somebody won't just all of a sudden walk up on you on just kind of their normal path or loop. A little close to those guys. Really hope I don't blow this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got a little too close to those guys. But I'm nice and concealed. So what I'm going to do is take a coin, and I'm going to toss this over there by, I think it's the shed in the bathroom area, and hope to pull. Oh, come on, it didn't work. Let's try a second one. Because we just want to pull one, and this trick usually just pulls a one. Since he's good, wait till the other one kind of gets back to work, and then make sure you take this one down from the back so everything's nice and quiet. And nobody sees anything. There we go. We were good, and everything worked out. I don't want to dump this body this second since his coworker's right there. What I want to do is make sure nobody's walking around. Everybody's Let's check what those 2 guards do. Yeah, see, I'm glad I waited because they're going to come closer to us, and we don't want them to hear foresee what we're about to do. So just give it a moment. They'll walk past. I mean, may even be fine right now with their back to us, but I just want to wait a little bit. Yeah, that's as far as they're going to go anyways. Oh, Daisy turned around on us. We're good. We knocked him out. Quick, easy. Nobody saw us. We can dump the first body. And then let's take the second body. Oh, there's something I could pick up. Maybe my coin. Once we dump the second body, then we can get the disguise and hopefully be... No way I'm going to get that option. Oh, there it is. Found my coin. Yeah. And there's my other coin. I just like coins. There's no reason to have a lot of them. Most of the time you can just use one. If for some reason your target picks one up and then just like goes back, just take them down and then they'll usually drop the coin anyways. Alright, I'm just playing around, wasting time now. Let's stay concealed, figure out where our target is, and we need to get over to how we're going to take them out. So this is not exactly ideal. Okay, perfect. He's going to turn his back to us. And we can not get seen by that guard and come over here. So we want to kind of come up to the back of one of these buildings. Yeah, so be careful because there's a guard right there. Luckily, he doesn't care about us or notice. Poke my head up. Only that one worker will notice. So let's just quickly go into the next area of concealment. And this should, I think, yeah, start taking us around the back area here. This is where we want to be, but we need to be cautious. There's some traffic that comes through here. He's not going to search. Yeah, there's traffic that walks through here, so we need to be careful about how we handle everything. All right, what we're going to do is we need to start taking out people and clearing out that room. So let's make... Oh, I don't want to be here. I want to actually be in... No, it's questionable. I want to be in here. It's a little closer, but keep your eye out. The real problem is maybe people walking up behind you. It won't let you see. So use your mini map to make sure nobody guards are on a loop behind you. And then he will eventually kind of almost turn his back to us, which will be the perfect time to just take him down. And that's a giant window. So again, be very cautious about being seen doing anything. All right, one down. We've got two more in there. We're going to play the same trick again, but we want to be, and we're just going to be extremely cautious because it's not the guys inside that we're really worried about. They're at kind of unique angles, so it won't theoretically matter. The concern more is about somebody walking behind you. And look at that. The timing is not good. I do have a white dot walking right behind me. So if I were to get out and take him out, I'm pretty sure I would be seen. And there might have been a half a second that would have been good timing there. But I'm not going to push it or risk it. So again, we'll just do the same trick now. And he needs to get back to a spot before he'll notice that the power's out. But that should alter the timing on the loop of the guards behind us. So, uh-oh. Was there search? Oh, they're searching because of this guy. Okay. I was like, I didn't see anything about them saying a body found. Yeah, he's just searching for the distraction. Nobody's coming from behind. This time, got our back to us. And we're golden. Should probably do another look inside of the building there first, just to always double and triple check. But we're good. Oh, and now let's get their disguise. Since we pulled off all of that, we definitely want the fresh disguise. Little problematic. Oh, we didn't actually need to do, well, let's get here really quick. So we need to fix this machine without that guy, or without anybody seeing us, and we have to do it without Franco being right there so he doesn't spot us. But we have the computer chip. That's going to start to make that work. And then I would recommend we can hide right here. We're inside the building, so it's nice and quick and easy for us. So we fixed the machine. It started up. Everybody hears the noise of it. Franco comes running to check it out, which is perfect. But you can see that even though we took out 2 guards or 2 workers, there's still like 3 guards. No, there's still 2 guards in here. One that just walked through, and 1 worker still left. So it'd be a little tricky for us to take care of everybody. Obviously, 2 of the bodies we could be stashing where I'm standing or hiding right now. But that would, still leave at least 1 in the room, plus who knows who's walking through or can see us from outside. So clearing out this room might be a little tricky. Hey, we want to be alone in here. Look at that. He just kicked everybody else out. So this works out perfect. We didn't need to do anything. See what's going on with this guard. Oh no. Okay. Squared up at me like he thought I might, like he could see somebody in here, but.
All right, Mr. President. I've checked everything. We're clear.
There we go. He's just doing his rounds, making sure it's clear. They shouldn't see us when we hide in here. Good. Cleared out everybody, and look at that. Comes to this side of the room. Another push to eliminate our target. And since he cleared out the room, he did all of the work for us.
This should paralyze the cartel.
Let's
Excellent work, 47.
climb out of the building actually and get somewhere where we can be concealed but still move. Okay. Be careful, don't alarm that guy. But we're golden. 3 targets down, and we have some options for escapes. Always like to trigger the closest escape, because it can be the easiest. Why run all the way around? Won't notice us that far away. Why run all the way around if you don't need to? And a lot of the exits can be locked, which increases the challenge of the game, something I like. But a lot of the exits are locked, and you might have to find the keys or a trigger to unlock them. So we're going to go right over here since it's the closest, and we found at least one way we could easily concealed to get over here. We have a guard or worker or somebody stationed right there, but he doesn't care about us in this disguise, so we can just walk right past him. And you can check around. There's fuel. We've got some more intel. Just to pick up a little bit at the very end. A wrench if you want. No reason to. And we can just hit into the helicopter and run away. And since we were the worker, they just let us walk right up to it. Great little way of taking everything out. So we did get a achievement unlocked, Ghost of the Jungle. It'll show us, yes, what we've achieved here and all of it, but we did get some nice challenges. I've probably done them. Yeah, I've done them before, so they didn't pop out, but we got some of our new challenges. And I think those may have been even from previous times I ran through it. So you can't, in this screen, you can't guarantee that everything you got came from the very last run through. But thank you very much and have a good one.